One of the funniest things was, did you see the voice actor for Makima? She was praying to a shrine inside of her house of Makima that she had until she got the role.
The part?
Like
No
literally,
way.
I guess she said she was praying to it the whole process of like,
She's
the
like, this is my
auditions.
role. I want to see who she is. Let me pull up Mal. She's 1 year younger than us.
She's younger than us?
Yeah. 1 year. She's 99.
What the fuck? I need to get my shit together. What the hell? This
Yeah.
girl's got it figured out. She's voice acting the character she's praying to, and I'm talking about her. Like that's where we are in our lives.
Yeah. Yeah.
Respect.
She's been working for 5 years now, but it was
5
really
years?
slow. It was really slow up until like 2020. That's when she's gotten her most work.
Okay, when she was like 20. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good on her, though. Good on her.
Yeah.
We need more voice actors.
Yeah, she had like 2 roles in like 2017, but then it took her a while to get to like more productions. So she's had a lot of stuff in 2020 and 2021. But yeah, she does look like somebody who would pray to a Makima statue. I see that. I see the vibes. You know what we should have done? Since show was so hyped, we should have done a dream casting.
Dreamcasting. Like
Yeah,
a
where
draft?
it's like or not a draft, but like who would be our like dream casting for each role.
Oh, okay.
Or for like, just the main characters. Yeah, I can't wait for Chainsaw Man. That's gonna be my show. I'm gonna obsess with that show. I'm gonna get a Puchiena, dude.
A what?
Isn't that the name of the dog? Pucci or the
Pochita?
Puchita? Is it Puchita? Why did I read it?
I believe it's Pochita.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna get one, dude. That shit's sick.
This is like, when's the last anime that you watched where like the trailer makes you hype?
That's a good question.
Because in general, like most animes, you pick up like on episode 1. Like that's like normally the time when people pick up these series. Chainsaw Man, it's been hyped for months.
I pick them up on memes.
That is another one.
That's how I pick up most of my anime,
Yeah.
or clips on YouTube. But honestly, I was very hyped for the Komi-san anime because of like how much of a joke, like how much of an inside joke it was for a long time. Like people made fake like Komi-san trailers and stuff like that. Like,
Really?
It was like a big inside joke on like Reddit, I think, whereas like everybody wanted a Komi-san anime. And like it never came out, and when it actually came out, it was actually kind of hype because it was just like such a meme, I guess.
It's a solid series.
It's actually not bad. It's actually pretty good. The anime is not even that bad.
A series that is getting an anime that is amazing is Kubo-san Won't Let Me Be Invisible. Oh, it's the fluff right there. It's that slice of life fluff.
Ooh, tell me about it.
It just got an anime
that's where I'm at,
announced,
you feel me?
like 2-3 weeks ago, and like Prime. I don't know what to say. I just hope
like
it's
romantic
good.
comedy or just slice of life.
It's mostly slice of life romance. Little comedy if there is. It's more so on the romance slice of life. It's just
That's got me written all over.
It's heartwarming.
Heartwarming.
Yeah, not too many series. I'm like, I'll read it. And I'll be like, the dopamine is in. I'm just happy reading the chapter. The person who handles music is Kensuke Ushio, who did the music for Devilman Crybaby, A Silent Voice, and there's one other series that's really good where I'm like, damn, I can trust this man. I can trust this man with anything. His portfolio is too strong for me not to believe in what he's going to do with this soundtrack.
I really liked how gritty and how like punchy the music has been so far. So I hope it continues.
I'm expecting a fitting soundtrack. Trusting that man with with Chainsaw Man, I'm like, this is in good hands.
Yeah, it's gonna be hopefully a good time. Let's not jinx it, but I'm hoping it's gonna be a good time.
I'm gonna be honest. It's one of the ones where I just can't imagine it flopping. It's actually crazy. It's one of the ones where I actually cannot imagine this thing flopping.
I'm excited for people who haven't read the manga to see how crazy it gets. I think it's gonna make there's gonna be. I mean, there is some controversial parts for sure. Like, I don't know how they're gonna adapt it. It's gonna be interesting.
I'm ready for the Twitter discourse of people like being hyped, and then the manga elitists being like, "You should."
They left out this one panel, and now it's ruined completely.
I
Watch
don't know
read the
how
manga.
anyone can
This is
enjoy
trash.
this.
Yeah. It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna cause discourse regardless of anything. Honestly.
And that's what we're here for, the
That's
discourse.
that's what we're here for, exactly. The Twitter wars.
The Twitter.
Or
the Twitter
you know,
fingers.
you never know. It's just everybody loves it and it's just good feelings on around. You never know.
That's a damn lie. There's never.
There's
never everyone loves it. There's always gonna be the one person who's like mid at best. Just to put the seeds of doubt in there. Just to be a contrarian.
We had good dialogue in Chainsaw Man. Let's talk about bad dialogue. Let's go the other way around. Let's talk about Forspoken, another trailer with a bit of a different reaction than Chainsaw Man.
I'm sad about that because like Forspoken
It's
seems like a
Squeenix.
fine game.
Yeah.
But that trailer should never have gone greenlit for
I'm talking to a bracelet now? That's crazy, dude.
It gives off like a How to Train Your Dragon type of trailer. That's what it gives me a vibe of.
That's me. How did we get here? It's crazy.
Like those, oh my god. You're probably wondering how I got in this kind of situation. Let's start from the beginning. It's just, that's the kind of ones it gives me a vibe of. And it doesn't fit what's in the video itself.
That's some late 2000s, early 2010s kind of writing. It's
well, you told me it reminds you of, or I should watch Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah, it does remind me a little bit of Thor Ragnarok.
Not Thor Ragnarok.
It's funny because I've just been seeing like ever since Thor Ragnarok, I've just been seeing
not Ragnarok. Thor.
No, not Ragnarok.
Love and Thunder.
Love and Thunder. Yeah, I've just been seeing like. Well, we all know that like Marvel's kind of going downhill lately. So ever since that movie came out, it's just like so. It's that type of writing. I don't know, like, quirky, you know.
Too many things got
quirky,
greenlit too fast. We as a society need to move past
quips. We need to move past quips.
We need to move past those quips in a serious game, is what I feel like.
Yeah, where like the kind of atmosphere, the way everything else is presented is very, you know, down to earth, realistic, you know. And then the dialogue is a teen movie from the late 2000s.
Yeah, Degrassi type shit. Like, come on, man.
Type shit.
No.
No, I'm talking to a dragon. Whoa. Oh man, Squeenix, what are you doing? Square Enix.
Oh, whoa! Don't put all Square Enix on the bag because I'm hyped on some games. Tactics Ogre Reborn looks hype as hell to me.
I have seen that. It looks pretty good.
That one, it looked really fun to me, and I think it comes out in like November, so I still have some time to save up some money.
There you go.
Because there's that game, Battlefield Chronicles, Valkyria Elysium. I don't even remember. There's like 3 different Valkyria games. I feel like I'm hype on some of the games, but yeah, that trailer should have. We need to move past it. It never happened. Forspoken.
As a society, we need to move past this.
Yes. All right, man. You gotta tell us about it. You went to Outside Lands.
Yes, I have returned. I was gone. I've been like, a lot of things have happened. I got sick with COVID. I think did we do like COVID show last time? Was it?
No, I think we actually recovered.
I had just recovered. Like I think we recorded the day I recovered. But yeah, I just had COVID. I tested negative, and then I went to San Francisco. Smart idea. And I went to a music festival, and I went to Outside Lands 2022. A very fun experience.
Yeah, I named some of the artists.
Some of the artists, at least that I saw, were Dayglow, the Marias. Bigger ones are Weezer, Pusha T. Who else did I see? I saw Jack Harlow, Local Natives, Matt DeMarco. That was a really fun one.
Green Day?
I did not see Green Day. I didn't see any of the headliners. I'll be honest. I saw SZA from afar. But that was just because of the situation. So what ended up happening is that, you know, I thought we were just going to be at a normal distance, you know, just like we weren't going to be like at the front or anything, you know, we were just going to be at a chill distance, just like where we could have enough space to like move around, dance around, or whatever. But no, that's not what ended up happening. Almost every day except for the first one, we were like next to the stage, like in the pit.
Oh, this man was in the pit.
We were in the pit, and it was, no quarantine here, man. We were next to people. We were just like, it was just humans, and it was just like, it was my first experience in like a pit, or like this is like my first like big concert that I've ever been to. Really.
First time
it's definitely my first music festival.
The like penguin huddle together.
Yeah, I never
like,
expected. I had never had any experience with it, so it was new for me. We just ended up like pushing all the way to the front. My friends were like super hype about like watching everybody, so we were like all the way to the front, and it was like we did get to a point where we were very close, and we were like next to a bunch of people. And it was getting kind of crazy. Like there was people fighting,
like actual blows,
swings. I don't remember. I think so. It was definitely a lot of like verbal arguments, but there was like moshing, which was like insane because of how tightly packed we were. I don't know how it happened, how they found the space, but man, we were dying in there. It was the battlefields.
Man, threw him in the trenches.
Yeah, we were in the trenches, man. So what happened was we got to a point where we were like one artist away from seeing the headliners. But I didn't really care to see the headliners. They weren't like who I was there for. So, I was gonna just leave and then let my friend who wanted to stay there. Cause I just like didn't really want to deal with the crowd anymore. And then like I turned to leave, and then a second later, this guy's like my friend who I thought was going to stay was like right behind me, because apparently like people were falling and like about to get trampled. So it was like, I'd rather live than see this artist. So I think let's just head out, maybe watch somebody else. Because this is crazy. So like pretty much every day that happened like twice, and the last day we were even closer. We were like right next to the stage, and that's when there was people like there was one, I remember one like kid like announcing that he was gonna push people just for fun because they were like 18 and that's like fun for them. He starts trying to push up on this guy who has his girlfriend like in front of him. And this guy like just turns around, goes, if you push me, I'm going to beat your ass. And just like that, just like straight up like that.
Just a verbal threat.
Yeah, just a verbal threat. And the kid that was pushing was like, I don't know how he did it because we were so tightly packed. He dipped. He actually just like dipped and like got away. I was like, we were all hyping the guy up because like, it's like a collective thing where it's like, yeah, like we don't want anybody pushing because it's really annoying and really like painful, like legitimately painful.
Yeah, like there's no room for me if you push me.
Yeah, and I was really dumb because I didn't really know what to expect. I didn't know we were going that far, and I had like a poster that I bought like from the merch store like in front of me. So I had like a those like poster tubes or whatever.
Oh yeah,
I had it like on me, and I was like, shit, like I'm gonna fucking lose this thing. I was holding on to it for dear life. Yeah, don't do that. It's best not to have anything on you,
Did you at least take beater shoes?
Oh yes, I took beater shoes. I took shoes that were gonna be retired. So
okay, good.
It was funny because my friend actually took like Jordans, like very nice, like coffee Jordans, and he was gonna wear them. The second we went the first day, he was like, I'm not wearing those shoes. That's not happening.
Yeah, if he would have done that, I would have felt so bad for the guy.
Yeah. Luckily he had like other shoes, but yeah, it was crazy. The only thing that like was kind of disappointing was that everything was so expensive. Like food even was just like crazy, like in $20 for like a meal of food, a meal. Yeah. Depending on
for
where you
drinks?
went. The drinks were like 22 for one like small drink.
What do they have? Henny?
Waters were $5, you know, for each water.
Okay, 5. That's like Disneyland prices. I can accept that.
Yeah.
Still not great.
But that was,
like,
you know, that was just like the standard water they had there. Luckily you were able to refill them. There was like refill stations for water. So that wasn't bad.
Gotta talk about the performances. Who were the favorites?
Favorites had to be Weezer. Weezer was like just like really they just played all the hits and it was just really fun. I surprisingly liked Pusha T, because it was not only a fun experience to hear Runaway live, which was pretty badass.
But
amazing. I also learned how to make crack cocaine.
Explain. Elaborate, sir.
So on like the stage, there was a big screen, right?
Yes.
Like the bands can use to display whatever they want. And Pusha T had a detailed explanation with like diagrams and like video of like how to make crack cocaine during one of his songs.
What was the song? Is there a song called?
I don't remember the name of the song. Yeah, it was like very detailed. Of okay, you need to put half of this, half of that, like all the measurements and all like the
spark notes,
all the spark notes on how to make crack. And I was like, alrighty then, okay.
Just writing that.
But honestly, the craziest one out of all of them was Jack Harlow. I think of the ones that I saw, it was Jack Harlow. I think it was just because a lot of the people there were younger. So because there was no age restriction. It was like there were babies there at some point. I saw
like actual babies, or are you saying
actual,
like are you calling
no,
like 15
actual babies, actual
okay,
infants. Okay. Not like obviously not next to the stage or anything, but like at the festival, you know.
Yeah.
So a lot of them were young. Like a lot of the people, especially the people in the front, were like really young. So like Jack Harlow is someone who's like kind of in right now. So it was very hype.
He definitely reaches today's youth.
Exactly. So that was the one where like people got the most crazy during the set for sure.
And that was, you were still in the pit at that time?
We were still in the pit. That's where the one where I like we experienced the most like just like movement, you know. Although it just was really cool. We had like 2 crowd surfers during Weezer, which was interesting. Someone had a full on inflatable raft. I was like, pretty interesting. Pretty cool. But yeah, you just need to hear them play the sweater song, and it's like, yeah, fuck yeah.
Were people moshing during the sweater song?
During sweater song, no. But but they were moshing a lot during Jack Harlow's set, or a lot during because Pusha T encouraged it. So we had a few during Pusha T, and then he told us to vote for him in the MTV Music Awards.
Oh, I don't know why I was gonna say like your local primary or some shit like that.
Yeah,
wait, MTV Music Awards.
Yeah, he was like, me and Kanye were up for best song with I think he has a song called like Diet Coke or something. Are
you sure that was not the song that was played when the graphic was up?
Possibly, it's possible. But I was like, okay, all right, I guess.
I'm be honest.
I haven't watched them
still. Yeah,
I didn't know they still did it. Honestly,
do they still play videos?
Yeah, yes. But I was like, all right. Honestly, if you haven't heard the Marias, they're really good and they're super good live, very good live.
Okay.
As is Caliucci's, who I also saw. Caliucci's. She did Telepatia, or.
Ooh, this is
when
Sad
I get Girls Love Money.
This is when I get lost in.
She did a song with Tyler.
I'm lost.
Yeah, well,
this is why I'm uncultured.
Stuff that you have to discover, dude. You probably heard some like her most famous song. I'm pretty sure you've heard it.
Maybe. Yeah. I'll have to figure it out.
A lot of good artists. It was very fun. Very fun. San Francisco, though, I wouldn't want to live there.
Really? No, what were your problems with San Francisco? I like San Francisco.
I think it's way too claustrophobic. I think there's more space in LA than.
Yeah.
The streets are wider, like just physically. It feels like sometimes San Francisco feels like they took the smallest place and was like, let's fit the biggest city in the absolute smallest amount of land possible.
San Francisco is definitely more vertical, is what I will say.
Yes, and that was hard when we were coming out of the event and we had to walk to our Airbnb. That made it a little difficult because we had to walk up. We were building muscle there. You know what I mean?
See, like
we were close enough to walk where it was like it didn't make sense to get like an Uber or something, and it would have been crazy anyways because it was so like crowded. So it's like, it just made more sense to walk.
Yeah.
But like when you're there, you're like, I wish I could have taken an Uber. When you're like you're there in the moment,
when you're exhausted
after like a full like 4 hours of standing up in the same place. Yeah.
You're like, I can understand
that. But overall, really fun. Fucking great food, man. Great food. We spent some time at this little place called Winelands, because it was a food and wine festival alongside the music festival. So, we were out there kind of fancy, you feel me? The food was great. It was all local sellers. So it was really good. And then everything was just like tasted great. I learned I don't like jasmine tea boba. That I also learned.
Respectable. You got to experiment.
Yeah, but I experimented, so I figured it out. But really good overall. Fun experience, super fun. Would do it again. Maybe not that one, but I'd do like a different one.
So this weekend, I am now going to a UFC event in San Diego.
Hey, that actually sounds really fun.
I don't like the UFC fighting too much. It's because my brothers were going, but one of them can't go because he can't find a babysitter. So I was asked like, "Hey, you want to go?" I'm like, "You know what? Fuck it. I've never watched UFC. I don't like violence, but fuck it. I'll go there. I'll live in the moment, see how I like it." So yeah, I'll be an SD this weekend.
I mean, personally, as a Mexican, maybe like seeing boxing at least was like a family event, or it is a family event for me. I think I've seen pretty much all of Canelo's fights for like the last 5-6 years, more like the last 10 years.
See, boxing, like my family watched boxing a lot too, but it's similar to situation to football for me where my family yells, which is understandable. You should be like hyped and stuff. However, I didn't like hearing yelling and stuff, so I would just leave the room. So I never really watched the boxing events. Or football.
Man, that's why you got to put money on it, because that's what we always do. You got to put money on it.
Yeah, but this is like me as a kid. This is me as a kid.
Right, of course.
I just didn't like hearing the yelling, so I just did.
I mean, technically, we did put money on it even when you were a kid, but that's us.
I always just think of randomly like going to like an aunt's house, boxing, and then KFC. But I hate KFC. Like KFC is clearly like the generation past us. Like we as a community don't need KFC too much.
For us,
I had Popeyes.
It's a little carne asada. We put a little carne asada outside and watch the fight like that. That's our friend.
I had Popeyes for the first time.
Oh, what did you think of it?
The chicken above... Okay, I've got chicken strips. I'm basing this solely off chicken strips. Haven't had chicken sandwiches, so I can't say anything on that. Chicken strips, Cane's, Popeyes, Chick-fil-A for me. That's the order for me.
For chicken strips, yeah, I could agree with that, yeah.
The biscuit, I hated it. I hated the biscuit because it was way too buttery. I was like, this is not it.
That's not for you. Okay.
Yeah. But the reason I was thinking about it is because like I'm going on the trip San Diego, and I was just driving, drinking a energy drink from Dutch Bros. And I saw someone to my right smoking in their car with the window up. I was like, damn, I wonder which one of us is going to die first. Cause like my heart's getting hit by this energy drink and her lungs are getting hit by that cigarette. So I was just thinking, which one of us is going out first? Damn. Yeah, it was a cigarette. This girl is
That's retro.
A cig. Yeah, that's outdated. Yeah, no, she was smoking a cigarette, no windows down. I was like, damn, I don't even know how you can survive this right now.
Damn, I've been transported back to 2009.
Yeah, I feel like cigarettes aren't really our generation. I think everyone is either weed or vape. I feel like the people who did smoke cigarettes went to vaping.
Yeah. Yeah, I need to see that more often. I'm interested to hear your thoughts on UFC because like UFC is something that my family doesn't really watch. Some of my friends watch it, but not really. It's not like boxing for us. Boxing for us is like a full family event. So
Yeah.
I'm interested to see what you feel about UFC.
Yeah, my brothers and their friends like come over and then watch the fights. The sad thing
Yeah.
is that like my brother who isn't going, I guess the headliner is one of his favorites, one of his favorite
Damn.
boxers.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna go there. I'm gonna just, enjoy the time. Oh man, I don't like seeing the blood, man. So we'll see
Really
how it goes. I'm not a fan of seeing
interesting.
it. So but
Interesting.
I respect the sport because these are two people who are trained their
Mm.
bodies to basically be fucking killing weapons, and
Yeah.
I'm ready to see some slugs, and
Yeah.
we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
I probably never go to another one like this again because I have no interest in UFC up to this point.
You know what? I just bought a shirt from.
A
Uh,
shirt from.
yeah, Lily Peach is actually having a concert, and
Oh, that's cool.
for her Comfy Beats. Have you heard of? She has like another. She has a separate channel. It's called Comfy Beats, so she does like lo-fi kind of like music or like kind of.
I actually think I saw a track list recently. I think if
Yeah.
that's what it might be.
Yeah. I bought a shirt from like her concert line or whatever. I would be interested in going to one of her shows just because it'd be like, what would that be? Because her music is super chill. I would want to. What would that experience be like compared to like a different type of concert? Yeah, because it would be a whole different vibe. I would think.
I have went to orchestras where it's like everyone sit down. I've
Yeah.
listened to some indie bands but that was in a college town, so
Mm.
people naturally made it a pit, even though the music was not pit
They're
related. Like I did
worthy.
not think
Yeah.
it warranted having us a pit, but they
Yeah.
were moshing. So
Yeah. They're
however you
moshing
enjoy
to
it.
Two Door Cinema Club.
Yeah, no, they were moshing to. Oh my goodness, I can't even remember the name of that group. Two Door Cinema Club. There was a pit and there was a mosh, but to each their own. Group love. Two Door
That's
Cinema Club. It
interesting.
was even like those groups. I think warranted the moshing more than the one that I'm thinking of. This indie band,
Mm.
Starfucker, also had like some form of a mosh, but they actually played some surprisingly like hype tracks for what their tone typically is.
Mm.
And then Kyle, like that was full on losing
Yeah.
my voice. I was living in the moment for that one.
Yeah.
But for like a lo-fi one, that is interesting. Do you have the
Yeah.
people who sit down? Do you have the? Oh yeah. I'm very
It's like a
curious.
lot
Like,
of her stuff is piano too. So it's like
okay, then
yeah. It's
I
very
believe
chill,
it.
very just like kind of like mellow vibes.
You're probably
You see
going to
it,
something orchestra like if you go to that,
yeah. Yeah. So it's interesting.
because
I just bought the shirt because I liked it. I'm probably not even gonna go to the concert, but
yeah.
yeah. It's interesting.
I just bought a Silent Voice steelbook, even though I already own the Blu-ray. But they released a Blu-ray with a steelbook, and I'm like,
Like it's a steelbook though.
I mean, it's a steelbook. Like, this is a collector piece for my favorite movie. So, have
Yeah.
to. Or one of my favorite
Yeah.
movies. Favorite anime movie for sure. But, you gotta get a steelbook. Ah, taking my money all the time.
Our daily update on our shopping addictions.
Oh, no, that's not my most recent update. My most recent update was today. I bought some shoes.
Dude,
Because,
shoes.
yeah.
Do you
No,
sell them? Or do you plan on like selling anything?
no, I don't.
No.
These ones are shoes based off Evo Moment 37. That's why.
Oh, they're Street Fighter shoes?
They are Nike Air Force Ones, White Fossil, and just there's some like little unique quirks about the shoe. It's not like completely like blatant. It's Street Fighter, but on the inside of the tongue, it's the inputs that Daigo put in to fully block
No
the
way.
combo.
That's
I
actually
was
kind
like,
of badass.
that's dope. I was like,
Yeah,
I don't
that
even.
is dope. Yeah.
I don't play Street Fighter that much. I want to play the new one, but I mean,
The
I
new
gotta
one
get
does look
these.
kind of badass with the story mode and everything.
Yeah, the new one looks
Apparently,
good.
the new characters are getting people hyped. So I was like, cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I bought those shoes, so I'm done again. I'll say I'm done spending. We'll see how long
That's
I
how long that
last
lasts.
this one. Yeah, the shopping.
I just spent a lot of money. I bought Nier and I bought Dragon Guard. So I just need to buy Dragon Card 2. And I have like all the, well, actually no, technically I already have all the Yogotaro games.
Hey man, you're not a real fan. You don't have Near Reincarnation, the mobile game. You don't have Sino Alice, the mobile game. You gotta
I actually
download
do
them.
have them. Do I have them? Yes. Do I play them? No.
No.
That's the difference. I'd rather look up the lore on YouTube rather than play them.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there are already lore videos, so it's like
Near Reincarnation, I feel like would be a good one to just do quick recaps on lore videos, because a lot of it is, some level of a grind, and then PvP.
I have so many games to play, man. I have no time for a mobile game.
Yeah, mobile games are a tough one. Oh, there's a Genshin copy.
Dude, Genshin is crazy. I just like saw a thing where it's like it takes 200 million just to keep it like keep up maintenance per year.
$200 million.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah.
Tower of Fantasy.
But apparently makes like a couple bill every year.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. On hot character drops, like the ones that people want, like the hot feed, it's you get some ridiculous numbers, and probably in the billions. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I remember looking up like when it was like a period of time when like Klee dropped, when Ganyu dropped, when Zhongli dropped. It was just revenue. And it's just ridiculous to me. And then the game that came out now is like Tower of Fantasy is what the game is. And we'll see how it is, because people are saying it's very similar, but then again, Genshin has a lot of similar aspects to other games that we can talk about. It's like the multiplayer slash RPG, or well, not RPG, because Breath of the Wild is an RPG, but like there's a lot of similar mechanics to Breath of the Wild. Did I talk about that on the podcast one time? I saw someone's review on like, they were talking about Zelda games, and they had Breath of the Wild as the worst one. And I was actually slightly offended on that one. But then I realized
the worst one when 2 exists. I'm sorry.
I have played through 2. The Trials of 2 is hell. And I cannot, in good conscience, put other games below that in the Zelda franchise.
My question would be, what's next? What's after 2? What's the one that goes next?
For me,
I've heard bad things about. There was a 3DS game that was like where you could stack links up on top of each other. That was like the whole mechanic.
Wasn't that Four Swords? Because that's the only one I can think
it was
of
something like that, but it wasn't 4 Swords. It was something else. It was like all based on stacking. It was like
I've never. You're talking about some kind of spin-off shit. I've never heard of that in my life. Man's gonna come up with like Mario and Link at the Olympics or some shit. Breath of the Wild, it's very different than a lot of the other Zelda games. So I can understand, if that's not the type of game you like, then it's.
Oh yeah, mine would be Hyrule Warriors for sure.
Hyrule Warriors. Oh, that's a Switch game, and that's the Dynasty Warriors type game.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Dynasty Warriors type.
Okay, game. That's like a spin-off. That's a spin-off.
It was Legend of Zelda Triforce Heroes. That was the one I was thinking of.
Oh, Triforce Heroes. Yeah. Okay,
I've heard bad things about that game, but I haven't played it, so I can't say.
Hyrule Warriors. It's like saying like Persona 5 Scramble is your best Persona game. Like it's not a mainline game.
Yeah,
but. What was it? 2? We gotta talk about. Did you play 2?
No, I haven't played 2. I've seen like gameplay of 2, but I've never.
Then you're fine. You should never experience yourself to playing 2 unless you like really love the series. I love Zelda, but playing 2 was a chore, because I just literally had a guide that showed me, where to go, because it is a large map with a lot of secrets. Typical of Zelda games. 1 is like manageable. 1, you die, you make mistakes, but you can like roughly figure out where to go. 2 was some random shit where it's like, if you follow the 3rd tree, it's like the chance of finding the near church, like that random wall and opening a door. It's like that, but in
an actual game.
In an actual game, in like NES level type games.
Honestly, the first Legend of Zelda is pretty down there for me. I actually tried playing it, and it's difficult to fucking play.
It's difficult. Oh, dude, I will say, original Zelda, difficult. The second one, infuriating. Like, it is difficult beyond belief. There's literally a section where I believe like wind is blowing against you, and so like you're constantly going against it, and you got the pushback, and there's just like enemies that are just there to piss you off and to like ruin your progress. I feel like it. That was how much I was frustrated with the games. There's some good story aspects to it. Like, don't get me wrong, I like the game, but my goodness, like the gameplay was just like ridiculous, where it didn't feel, unless like you like that level of challenge. It's like, I can't say it's like Bloodborne, like in like those kinds of games. Those ones are like challenge, but
this is just frustration.
It was just frustration to the max. I still actually need to
unfair, basically.
Like almost. I need to finish Link to the Past. That's one that I started.
Link to the Past is very good. I played the remake of Link to the Past on 3DS, and I actually finished that game. It's very fun. It was a Link Between, or
that's a different game though. Link Between Worlds is a different game though, is it not?
It's technically a remake or a re kind of master.
Is it?
Mm-hmm. There's the same map, the same everything, except it has like a little remix with the mechanic where you can go into a wall.
Okay.
Yeah, but technically it's like, or technically it would be like a spiritual successor kind of thing.
Okay.
Because it's literally the same map. You can like, there's like a bunch of references to like that game specifically because it's literally the same map.
Which Zeldas have you played? Because I played some of the DS and the GameCube.
I played Four Swords. I played Link Between Worlds. I played Ocarina of Time. I played some Majora's Mask. I played some Link's Awakening. I played the original. I played
Wind Waker.
I've played some Wind Waker. Yes.
Okay, I'm hearing a lot of I played some. I haven't heard of I beat or I finished.
I've beat one, I think.
Dude, you are a menace to games.
Yeah.
Like, you always are.
I'm a game collector. I collect games. Okay, I never said I played them. It's the truth, actually. I just can't beat games. Some way I don't have time for it, but it's also like I could never stay on one game and play that game all the way through. Like I'm always like, oh, I want to play this game, and I want to play this game, and then like I want to play the game online, and that takes fucking forever. So it's like I could never just sit down and beat one game all the way through.
So the only reason you probably finished Persona 5 was because it wasn't your copy and you knew you had to give it back.
That's true, yeah. That's the only reason why I finished it that fast. It's probably the only reason I finished it, yeah. And then the second time, the only reason I played or I beat Persona 5 Royal, it was because I wanted to get to the end to get to the new content.
The new content.
Yeah. And that was hard on me too. I didn't even finish that one all that quickly. That's a long game though. I love Persona 5 Royal. That's like my exact type of like kind of gameplay that I'm into. So that kind of like
exact opposite then, or
like
not I love the gameplay type.
I love like the time management aspect of like I have to do this and this and this and this, and it's like okay, but I could do this tomorrow. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
I do enjoy that. Yeah, like managing all those choices. I do enjoy that a lot. So that's my type of game. That's like literally my favorite game because it's the exact type of game I like to play.
Yeah, we're the exact opposite though. Like when you say like you just hop from game to game to game, and then I'm like the opposite where I will never play a game, but then the moment I get into it,
you're playing that
binge the hell out of it. Yeah, it's like 60 hours in like 4
binge
or 5
Omori,
days.
Dude. Binge Omori.
One day. That's what I'm saying. It's literally, it's in the prep phase where it's like one day, as soon as I start playing it, it's like you won't hear from me for like a day, and then I'm like, oh, I beat him.
That one you could beat in a day. I genuinely believe if you spent from like morning to night, you could beat in a day.
Mm-hmm.
I could see you for sure. I could see you doing it.
I'm bummed. I missed the art exhibit.
The art exhibit, huh? Yeah, it looked cool. I saw pictures from it.
Yeah, it looked nice. I'm like, damn. And then tomorrow, my HoloLive merch should be coming in.
Oh yeah, it's Omocat too, right?
Yeah, the Omocat stuff. Might just start repping some of that. Yeah, I was just playing Fall Guys today because they currently have a Sonic collab.
Hell yeah!
And okay, but wait, before we
you got me to play some fucking Fall Guys. So
you play Fall Guys?
Yeah, I have it on PC.
You gotta play sometime. But something that's interesting. I always felt like Sonic was the generation above us
before,
However,
like, yeah.
yeah, like I'd say like
I mean, it
30,
came
like
out
roughly.
like the prime Sonic games came out in the 90s.
Mhm.
So yeah,
But I feel like I see so much of like a Sonic community at our age, and I'm wondering like what medium they were
Sonic
watching,
Adventure,
or like
Sonic
is that it?
Adventure.
No, okay, because I know there's like a show, a game that were like coming out during this time.
It's
I'm like,
3D Sonic. The Sonic cartoon came out around like Sonic. It would have been Sonic X on like fucking Disney XD or Disney. What was the one before Disney XD? It was Disney. It was like the teen Disney. You know, it was Disney for
oh,
like slightly older audience.
yeah,
There was a cartoon called Sonic X or something like that.
yeah, and that's what I'm
Yeah.
wondering. I'm wondering for our generation, because there is
How
people
did we
who
get
are
into
into
it?
Sonic. Yeah, how'd you get into it? Did you get in through the shows or through the games?
The
And that's like,
OCs, dude. Probably people got in through fucking fan fiction and stuff. I
see,
wouldn't
but then
doubt
the
it.
OCs, did you get into doing OCs for Sonic because you got in through one of these series, or were you just someone who was like on, social media that
I
ended
think
up
it's
seeing a whole
Sonic
bunch of
Adventure.
Sonic OCs?
I think a lot of people our age had like a GameCube, or like a lot of gamers our age had like a GameCube, and then like one of the best games on there was fucking Sonic Adventure Director's Cut or Sonic Adventure 2.
Did you ever have Kirby Air Ride, by the way?
No, I didn't ever have Kirby.
Banger of a game. Phenomenal
So
GameCube
yeah,
game.
I had a lot of people. I knew a lot of people who had it, and were like,
Phenomenal.
honestly, GameCube was what I grew like. That was like my that was my first like gaming experience where like I had like consciousness.
This man was sentient.
Yeah, it's like when you realize that you're alive. Or what was that? That was a meme. When you gain consciousness or something when you're like 3 or something. That was a meme. It was a meme. Because I remember my first game console was a Game Boy Advance, but all I played was like old SNES games. Probably why I like old SNES games, because I grew up playing like Mario Brothers 3, Super Mario World, Donkey Kong Country. Like it was all
Yeah.
the remakes on GBA. That's what I grew up playing. Like my first experience. And then I got a GameCube, and that was like the first console I had that was mine. So I mean, I have a ton of nostalgia for GameCube.
Yeah.
So it was fucking Sonic Adventure, man. Sonic Adventure and the fucking McDonald's, dude. That's how I learned about Sonic. It was fucking Sonic Adventure
McDonald's?
2. Yeah, Sonic Adventure 2, and like the little they had these CRTs like in this little box with the controllers coming out.
Yeah.
And
Two controllers that
yeah.
were just
Yeah, it
set
was just
in the
they're
spot.
fucking gross, disgusting fucking controllers. They never cleaned them. Not
Never.
once. Not once. And it was and yeah, they just had the demo. I think it was a demo for Sonic. They had a demo for Sonic Adventure 2, and they had a demo for Mario Sunshine. I remember.
Oh, some solid
Yeah.
games.
Solid games. Solid
Mhm.
games. I played the shit out of Sunshine.
Yeah, no, like that's an interesting one, because it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, the GameCube is like definitely where most of my memories come from. It's like childhood.
Yeah.
My first one is always Nintendo 64 Ocarina of
Mm.
Time. That's like my first
That's a
gaming
good
memory.
one. That's a good one for a first memory.
My first memory specifically, I always remember it, is when you first are trying to get into Hyrule Castle, and like you meet basically like the Mario character who you go through the side. That's like what my memory is, and going through past the guards. That's all I can ever remember.
I
And
remember
beyond that,
the opening for Donkey Kong Country. That was the first game like I remember playing.
did it actually
That
have
was
an opening, or like do you mean like a title screen?
no, it was like yeah, it had like dun 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 dun, and it was like the Rare logo that would like pop up. It would like spin around and then break or something like that. I remember that was always the first game I played was Donkey Kong Country. That was like mine, because I remember watching my dad play like an NFL game on the SNES, because we had one back in the day. And I remember watching him play, but I was like never really interested, because this was like you're talking about like my first memories like in general. So
Yeah.
so I, like of course they didn't want me playing it, but and then I remember we had like a PlayStation 1, but we had like one game for it. It wasn't even ours; it was like my dad's friends. That he let us borrow it. But my first game was Donkey Kong Country, because I had
What did
a
you?
little blue indigo fucking GBA SP.
Oh, okay, okay.
That
I
was
was
my
gonna say.
thing. And
I was gonna
I
say, like,
wouldn't even like go out of the house without it, because I was like obsessed with it.
damn, SP was a good time.
SP was a good time.
Simple, just
Simple. I'm playing Mario Strikers on the fucking GameCube, bro. That's why I'm the fucking best.
I'm better than you at the new one.
Who cares? Who even plays it anymore?
That's a good point. No one plays it anymore. But I came, I saw, I conquered. I just went to your house, beat your ass.
That was the first day I had it too. So
it was both our first days. You own it. You're the one who bought it. I'm just giving you shit until I play you on
until
the
you
GameCube
can beat me
one.
in the fucking GameCube version. Dog.
Yeah, that's it. That's the goal. Well, that was episode 64 of the Virtual Lost podcast. We will see you next week.
See you guys later.